Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for another episode of Brawl News, your favorite spot to get all the details of what is coming and going here in the Brawl Stars community that you might not know about, but might want to know about. Now guys, today's episode is somewhat of a special one because it's on a subject or topic that I've been working on in the backlines for a very long time, trying to wrap my head around all the different things that has been happening inside the Brawl Stars community in regards to Starr Park. It's been a very long time since anyone has talked about Starr Park and what happened a few updates ago, and I think I might have a few connections that you guys might find really interesting that not a whole lot of people have talked about yet. Mr. P might not be the penguin we think he is, Dynamike is being brain controlled, why the Starr Park logo changed a few updates ago, and things along those lines. Basically all of my general understanding of it, right? And then of course with the theory stuff out of the way, we also have some additional news for current events here in Brawl Stars, such as when the next update should be coming out. So hope you guys are all pumped up. Let's get straight away into it. Here we go. So to begin today's video off, I would love to kindly ask you, if you enjoy these Brawl News episodes or any of my other content, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, make the red button gray. I would absolutely appreciate it. We're currently sitting at 42.6% subscribed and 57.4% not subscribed. These types of videos tend to take a little bit more time than normal ones, and especially this one today. The topics that we're going to be discussing, I've been racking my head around for months now. But yeah, I genuinely appreciate the continued support here on the channel. Even if you aren't subscribed, just by watching this video, I am very, very appreciative. So thank you all so much for that. And if you guys would like to support me any further, using code RAY most definitely helps out way more than you guys know. So using code RAY keeps those dance parties going all day, baby. You guys already know. But you guys, with all of that out of the way, what we're going to be talking about today, first things first, is this Starr Park stuff that I've been trying to rack my head around for quite some time. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm totally there yet, but I have some interesting things that I feel like I want to get out there. I've been waiting and waiting, trying to get all the answers for myself that make sense, but I just can't get there. So I thought I'd put it out there. Maybe you guys will find it interesting on what we talk about today. So what I'm hoping for with this is to give a little bit of clarity on what is going on with Starr Park, why we haven't seen anything related to Starr Park in quite some time, why the WKBRL live stream is still in a state of malfunction, repeating the same thing over and over now for months, and who are the main subjects in the Brawl universe that may have caused all of this. I'm gonna give you a hint. I think it's Mr. P. So in order to explain everything that I would like to in today's video, we are first starting off over here taking a look at the WKBRL live stream, which, like I said before, has been in a state of error, repeating the same exact thing over and over since October 11th, which we all know as "we already told you this is normal." So basically the live stream isn't dead. If it were, it would have been shut off by now. It's just been in this state for over 3 months now, which is pretty dang peculiar. It gives me hope that it will come back at some point here in the near future. Now to transition into the next phase of today's video, I would first like to outline what caused the WKBRL to stop, and it all stopped after a very bizarre message, the very last message, which, as you can see, Rafine outlined over here, as well as Radical Rosh 4 months ago. It was basically a 25-minute ramble from this absolutely crazy sounding person, which I believe is Dynamike, as well as the webmaster. Now, thanks to the lovely hardworking people over on the Starr Park Discord server, if you're watching this, you know who you are, you're freaking OP. They transcribed the entire 25-minute ramble, and just to give you guys a sense of scale of how long this thing is, this is the entire body of text that the guy ended up saying during this crazy portion of the live stream. Now, I was going to try to make a video in and of itself on this body of text, but I thought it'd be a little bit too boring because it is insanely big and very confusing. The guy is talking nonsense for a lot of it, but then there are hidden gems in the mix that I feel like give context as to what is actually happening, right? So to give you guys kind of a TLDR of the more important things found in this crazy long body of text so we can move on with today's video is, number one, the biggest theory of this person person who this person is Dynamike. Number one, the person kind of talks like him in a raspy voice, and if you were to think of someone going crazy, I think it would be Dynamike, right? He kind of is that goofball here in the Brawl community. As well as throughout this entire thing, gems is a very reoccurring thing that this guy likes to talk about. As you all know, Dynamike is a miner. Maybe he's mining for gems. And several other things that we will be bringing up later in today's video that I think prove that this is Dynamike. At the very least, if this isn't Dynamike, it needs to be a character within the Brawl Stars universe based on several different things that are in the body of text. Take this for example, everyone's fighting wild. I see you, I see everywhere, I see division, I see cowboy fighting a robot, so in reference Colt fighting a robot in game. Moving along here, how they start fighting, I see a vampire ghostly creature fighting a mummy, so of course that's Mortis and Ems, as if he can see them in person, and it goes on here. Now I thought they were on the same team. What do we know? Nothing. Okay, I see a cactus fighting everybody, and I thought he was my friend, a friend of Spike himself. And I mean, there are so many other examples that I could go on for a very long time. Here's another one. So he had a crow friend, but they're friends no more, and he used to bring this person shiny things in exchange for food. So I digress. Basically, all you guys need to know is whoever is talking right now is a character within Brawl Stars, and they're coming to a realization that they are in a game, and we'll continue from there. Now there's a couple very, very important things that the guy is trying to get across from us, buried under this epic mound of gibberish and insanity. The very first one is that this spaghetti and meatballs we keep hearing about, seeing examples of it in the 8-bit minigame, we saw it in the advertisement video, is that this spaghetti and meatballs is a form of mind control. I believe that is a pretty popular theory here in the community. I think Kairos talked about that in one of his Starr Park videos. To add to this a little bit, and as to why this guy is even talking to us in the first place, as you can see right here, I gotta tell you all the truth about things. Spaghetti, what is it? They got something in those meatballs, and then it brings us to probably one of the key things in this whole entire thing, and that is the webmaster Dynamike, or this guy, is stumbling upon a very important truth, or something that he isn't supposed to know, and that they're characters in a game. Brawl Stars, we're controlling them, right? So he goes on and saying, this is a game. I'm telling you right now, it's all a game. Press start, press select, check the map. Where am I? Who am I? Over and over again. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Repeats. Why do you know who you are if your skin keeps changing? Think about that. We got skin swappers over here swapping out skins left and right. They're trading them. They're trading them. They're traders. A bunch of nonsense. Like I said before, you kind of got to get past that stuff with this guy, but as you can see, he picks up here, take yourself a chill pill and wonder out loud to yourself, who is controlling my character? Is it me, or is there a second player out there? Player 2 has entered the game. Woo. So it's almost as if Dynamike, or whoever this guy is broken free from this spaghetti and meatballs mind control, and he's trying to get out the truth and what he's discovered to the other brawlers that might be under some mind control, right? Now there's a ton of other really interesting stuff in here that may make you raise your eyebrow, might connect some dots for you all, but what I want to go over next is another very key thing that this guy talks about a ton, and that is penguins. Dynamike, throughout all of his rambles, whenever he brings up penguins, he always brings it up in a sense of non-trustworthiness, or trying to get out there that you can't trust the penguins and stuff like that. So we only have one penguin in the game, right? And that is Mr. P. And more on that later as to why I think he is an evil one, or has some sort of hand in the weird stuff that is happening with Starr Park and Brawl Stars, the logo's changing and things like that. But taking a look at some of the examples here of penguins. Now back to penguins. Why are they always wearing that formal dress? As you guys know, Mr. P dresses very, very nice with a bow tie. What kind of party are we talking about? What are they doing, and why do they have them dress up so much? I know for a fact that penguins are devious creatures. They are in an alliance with many seabirds beyond the borders of this dimension. Oh my goodness. Interdimensional birds? Yes, but I digress. So there's a ton of like weird crap in here, but again, they gotta find the hidden gems. Skipping past a few references to penguins to a more important one that I think. As you can see, we're connecting the meatballs with the pieces of spaghetti. Why? Because that's the penguin's favorite food. But it's so they become criminals. To find the blink of spaghetti black market where they're receiving all the Italian food they can eat. Oh, those penguins. They're not my friends. They're not like crows. Those are my best friends. So penguins, Mr. P, spaghetti, and meatballs kind of intertwined there with what Dynamike is trying to tell us here, almost as if penguins have some sort of hand in this mind control spaghetti and meatballs, right? It's their favorite food. Now, there's a few other mentionings of penguins here, but I think that last one will segue us into our next point that I'm trying to get across, and that is the person talking here is Dynamike, and he was abducted at the very end of his ramble, basically initiating the state that WKBRL is currently at. And to summarize how that all went down, basically he was saying that poisonous green gas was seeping through the doorway. It came in, he gave a little joke saying that they were coming, but he was just practicing in his mind. After the little joke, during the live stream, the lights turned completely off and sirens started going, and we could all see this live on the live stream, and someone or something took away the guy that was telling us all of this craziness. And then after that incident, the live stream only changed 2 different times. Almost immediately after that happened, the sirens were still going, and someone over the intercom was saying, "This is normal." And then around October 11th, the live stream changed once again to, "I already told you, this is normal." And now it is currently at that state to this day. So with all this out there, the theory that I've been trying to work with or get to the bottom of is that Dynamike broke free of some sort of mind control, or he gained some sort of clarity within the Brawl universe, and then he went on this crazy ramble trying to tell everyone what he found out. After the long ramble, Mr. P was the one that abducted Dynamike and then put an end to all of the craziness, re-mind controlling him and getting him back into the game and bringing back the normal Brawl stars. Now, to prove this theory as best as I can, I want to give you guys a little timeline as well as interesting details that I don't think a lot of people notice. So number one, the Dynamike ramble came out on September 6th. During this time, Starr Park was starting to ramp up. We were seeing more and more examples in photos of Ferris wheels and roller coasters. The theories were flying, as well as the WKBRL livestream was producing a bunch of different sounds that a lot of us were really interested in. But shortly after that, on September 7th, the very next day, Brawl Talk came out, the Starr Park Brawl Talk, where the logo changed as well as we got the advertisement video. A lot of bizarre things happened, almost like Dynamike or the Ramble was the initiator of the crazy Starr Park things that we got in game and just in the community, the advertisement video and things along those lines. The next significant thing to happen, like I mentioned earlier in the video, on October 11th, the WKBRL live stream changed once again to, "We already told you, this is normal." And then shortly after that, we were hit with the next update, where we received Amber on October 17th. Now at this time, the logo was still Starr Park. Make sure to keep that in mind. And then where things start to get very, very interesting was on November 9th, where we received Season 4 of the Brawl Pass and the Snotel update. So the first bit of evidence pointing to the fact that Mr. P is some sort of shady character here in the Brawl universe, maybe having some sort of hand in what is going on with Starr Park and things like that, is the fact that during this Snotel update, the logo ended up changing back to the original Brawl Stars, almost like these last 2 updates where all the bizarre stuff happened with the change of the Starr Park logo was the craziness, almost like the original Brawl Stars was trying to gain control once again, with the live stream saying this is normal, trying to make sure we think it's normal, and then them saying, "We already told you this is normal," around this time of the update. And then Mr. P had to step in with the Season 4 update, taking back Brawl Stars. Now I know, guys, we are getting out there, but that is the fun part about theory crafting. But there are a few other things that I want to bring up that might support this even more. Another bit of evidence that I found really, really interesting supporting all of this is the fact that Dynamike is a very key character here in Season 4, having the bellhop Mike skin and kind of introducing him as a worker inside of Snotel. So maybe Mr. P took Dynamike, re-mind controlled him, and made him a worker at his hotel. Another bit of evidence that is definitely a bit more recent that really, really pushed me to want to make this video as soon as I could is the fact that Dynamike here on the top right hand corner of the screen seems nervous or scared or is running away from something. We see him all the way up there, one of the workers of the Snotel here, trying to get away what it appears to be. There's nothing really to be afraid of, like chasing him or anything like that. There's no one really focusing on him. He's just kind of sneaking around, looking like he's trying to get away, right? Maybe it's Mr. P that he's afraid of. You never know. And then the final bigger bit of evidence that I want to bring up with all of you guys, and there's definitely more that kind of points to Mr. P being somewhat of a dodgy character inside the Brawl Stars community, so much so that one of my very first theory crafting videos was surrounding Mr. P. And that is, in the investor video, there are a ton of different Mr. P references or penguin references, almost like one of the key figures popping up time and time again in the short video. We have an example right here, right at the start, Mr. P in the back with the crown that many people believe to be some sort of a mind control device as well. Mr. P dancing in the background there, another little call out to him. We have a few different Mr. P posters in the back here, almost like he is a key mascot of the Starr Park wearing that crown. Once again, another penguin reference over here. If we skip ahead further here, we have a reference to the spaghetti and meatballs once again in the investor video. Pretty dang interesting. And then moving along to probably the biggest reference that really caught my eye, maybe a reasoning as to why Mr. P is revolting or something like that, we really don't know, is an employee in the background here is scolding Mr. P, and he's looking like he did something wrong to some degree. So to sum everything up, here's what I'm thinking. I think Mr. P had some sort of hand in changing Starr Park in the past to the current Brawl Stars that we're at right now with the skull logo. Whether it was out of retribution for being mistreated at Starr Park, or really it could be anything else. He could just be kind of an evil character that had some sort of hidden agenda for the progression to Starr Park into Brawl Stars. So of course this theory is still a little bit incomplete, but like I said before, I've been trying to wrap my head around something that would make sense for a very long time, and I just kind of bit the bullet and threw it all out there for you guys to see. A few things that I've been kind of racking my head around as of recently is the difference between Starr Park and Brawl Stars, why it changed or how it changed. Maybe Starr Park was an actual theme park and Mr. P with this mind control or poisonous gas or spaghetti and meatballs ended up changing the amusement park into an actual game, which is Brawl Stars to this day. There was a ton of different examples in the investor video of brawler-like characters, almost as if they were changed into game characters to put into the Brawl Stars that we have today. And Starr Park was indeed just an amusement park back in the day, but Mr. P did something to them. We don't know quite yet though. There's a few other things that I could bring up in today's video as well, but it might be stretching it out a little bit too far. Maybe if you guys enjoy this video, I can try to get to work connecting some dots for a part 2 that would make sense, but at least we might have some sort of answer to what the heck is going on. So I will admit the theory portion of today's video was very, very long, but again, I feel like it's been a very long time since anyone has really brought up Starr Park, so I wanted to kind of throw it out there in the mix of things. But next, I'd like to get into a little bit of news, kind of piggybacking off of what we already talked about in today's video, and that is the current season that we're on. So we have 10 days and 14 hours remaining in season 4, so that means the update for season 5 is very, very close. Normally the actual update does come out once the season ends, but before that we normally get Brawl Talk, a couple sneak peeks, and things along those lines. So expect something to come out here very, very soon talking about this next update, so make sure to stay tuned on that note. You guys know I like to cover all the update things when they do come out. And then the final thing I'd like to bring up in a very theory heavy video today is maybe once season 4 is over, we'll see the return of Starr Park and the logo coming back. Maybe the influence of Snotel was the reason why we went back to the original Brawl Stars logo. So maybe once we exit season 4, the Snotel season, we might be hit with the original Starr Park logo. I mean, we still have the WKBRL live stream running. It's still live. We might see some developments over there. Maybe the mind control didn't work on Dynamike or Webmaster, and he's trying to escape to continue his efforts in explaining what happened and showing us what Starr Park truly was back in the day. You never know. But yeah, guys, I think we'll end things off in today's video on that note. Of course, whenever you're talking about theories, it ain't truth, it's a theory, so all this could be very well completely wrong, but trying to get some answers for those crazy couple months that we went through when Starr Park was a big deal and kind of forgotten about now nowadays. So maybe we'll get some answers, which I think we should be getting sometime soon. I wouldn't think that they would leave everything that happened kind of up in the air, you know what I mean? So be expecting something. And you know your boy will be all over that. But yeah, everyone, hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to slap a like on it. I'd really, really appreciate that. And that being said, have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out, everybody. Whoosh.